In the history of football, few clubs have embodied triumph and tragedy quite like Manchester United. From the Busby Babes to the class of '92, from the treble in 1999 to the unbreakable dominance under Sir Alex Ferguson, Old Trafford was once synonymous with invincibility. But as we sit here in January 2026, with Ruben Amorim's side hovering in sixth place in the Premier League after a rollercoaster first half of the 25-26 season, the question lingers: how did one of the world's biggest clubs fall so far, and can Amorim finally arrest the decline? It all traces back to 2005, when the Glazer family completed their leveraged buyout of the club. Borrowing hundreds of millions to fund the takeover, they loaded Manchester United with debt that the club itself had to service. Over €1 billion have been extracted in dividends and interest payments since then. While infrastructure crumbled, Old Trafford's leaking roof became a symbol of neglect, and the Carrington training ground fell behind rivals like Manchester City and Liverpool. Fans protested fiercely, even forming FC United of Manchester in rebellion, but the Glazers held firm. For years, Sir Alex Ferguson papered over the cracks. From 2005 to his retirement in 2013, United won 5 more Premier League titles, another Champions League, and countless domestic cups. Ferguson's mastery turning Cristiano Ronaldo into a global superstar for a bargain €12 million. Nurturing homegrown talents like Ryan Giggs and Paul Scholes kept the machine running. But he knew the vulnerabilities. As he stepped away after that final title in 2013, the empire he built began to crumble. David Moyes, Ferguson's chosen successor, arrived with a 6-year contract but was gone in 10 months. The Chosen One banner turned ironic as United finished 7th, their lowest in the Premier League era. Signings like Marouane Fellaini symbolized panic, and the squad looked rudderless without Ferguson's iron fist. Louis van Gaal followed in 2014, splashing €250 million on players like Angel Di Maria and Anthony Martial. He delivered an FA Cup in 2016, his parting gift, but the football was often ponderous, and a 5th-place finish sealed his fate. Yet, he promoted Marcus Rashford, a rare bright spot in the gloom. Jose Mourinho's era from 2016 brought trophies the Europa League and League Cup in 2017, and a 2nd-place finish in 2018, United's best post-Ferguson league position. But conflicts erupted. Public fallouts with Paul Pogba, the record €89 million signing, who arrived amid huge hype but delivered inconsistency. Mourinho's defensive style alienated fans, and by December 2018, he was sacked amid a slide down the table. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, the baby-faced assassin turned interim manager in 2018, restored some joy. A 3rd-place finish in 2020 and 2nd in 2021, fueled by Bruno Fernandes's arrival and Ronaldo's sensational return, sparked hope. But big game collapses like the Europa League final penalty shootout loss to Villarreal exposed deeper issues. A 5-0 thrashing by Liverpool in 2021 ended his reign. Ralph Rangnick's interim spell in 2021-22 was chaotic, finishing 6th with a record low points tally. His diagnosis of needing open-heart surgery on the club was ignored, and he departed bitterly. Erik ten Hag arrived in 2022 with Ajax's attacking blueprint. His first season yielded 3rd place in the League Cup, but heavy defeats like the 7-0 to Liverpool hinted at fragility. An FA Cup win over City in 2024 bought time, but the 2024-25 season spiraled. By November 2024, United languished in 13th. Ten Hag was sacked, and Ruben Amorim, the highly rated Sporting CP boss, was poached for €10 million. Amorim's arrival in November 2024 promised a tactical revolution. His trademark 3-4-3 formation, high pressing, and emphasis on physicality. His debut was a draw at Ipswich, followed by wins, but the squad built for possession under Ten Hag struggled to adapt. Injuries to Lisandro Martinez and Luke Shaw ravaged the defense. By the end of 2024-25, United finished 15th with just 42 points, their lowest ever in the Premier League era. No European football for the first time in decades. Amorim's win rate hovered around 24%, with critics pointing to rigid tactics and a lack of squad fit. Yet, Amorim stayed. "This is a project," he insisted. Summer 2025 brought a $200 million-plus overhaul under Ineo's influence, with Sir Jim Ratcliffe's minority stake pushing for change. Out went underperformers like Casemiro, Antony, and even icons like Marcus Rashford on loan. In came a new attacking trio, Matheus Cunha from Wolves for €62.5 million, Brian Mbeumo from Brentford for €71 million, and young striker Benjamin Sesko. Goalkeeper Sene Lamens, and versatile defenders like Patrick Dorgu and Aidan Heaven added youth and depth. The 2025-26 season began with optimism but quickly turned inconsistent. Early draws and losses left United mid-table, but flashes emerged. Sharper pressing, more goals from set pieces. By December, a chaotic 4-4 thriller against Bournemouth at Old Trafford encapsulated the Amorim-era brilliant attacking from Cunha, Mbeumo, and Sesko, but defensive frailty allowing 8 goals in one game. Amad Diallo scored, Casemiro headed in, Bruno Fernandes curled a stunning free kick, Cunha pounced for what seemed the winner, only for substitutes to concede late. A 1-1 draw with Wolves on New Year's Eve drew boos, but a gritty 1-1 at Leeds on January 4th, 2026, with Cunha equalizing kept United in 6th with around 31 points from 19 to 20 games. Amorim experimented, sticking mostly to 3-4-3 but occasionally switching to a back four, as in the Bournemouth madness. Players like Kobbie Mainoo and young talents shone, but injuries to Fernandes, Mount, Maguire and AFCON absences tested depth. As January 2026 unfolds, frustrations mount. Amorim has hinted at tensions with the board over transfers, insisting his system needs top players, but revealing no conversations about January signings, despite interest in midfielders like Carlos Baleba or Ruben Neves. Missed targets like Antoine Semenyo, who joined City, sting. The squad shows improvement. More goals, third highest in the league at times. Better physicality but dropped points from winning positions plague them. 12 points lost from leading spots already exceed last season's total. Amorim's overall record by early 2026, around 25 wins, 14 draws, 23 losses across all competitions. Not disastrous, but not transformative yet. He's won a Manchester derby, delivered thrilling highs like the Bournemouth epic, but also overseen embarrassing exits like a Carabao Cup shock to Grimsby and persistent inconsistency. Manchester United didn't destroy itself in one moment. It was gradual. Debt draining resources, poor recruitment post-Ferguson, managerial merry-go-round, and a loss of identity. Under Amorim, there are signs of life: a new attacking threat, tactical evolution, youth integration. Sitting 6th within touching distance of Champions League spots but vulnerable to teams below, the road ahead is treacherous. Derbies, top clashes, and a need for consistency. Is this the start of a revival or another false dawn? Amorim, at 40, has time and backing, but history at United is unforgiving. The fans demand more than mid-table mediocrity. As Old Trafford echoes with mixed emotions, boos one week, roars the next. The question remains: can Ruben Amorim rebuild the empire, or will the decline continue? Only time and results will tell. Subscribe for more, and comment below.